The largest land carnivore alive today is the polar bear, on average heavier than the brown bear, barring some Kodiak bears, a subspecies of grizzly found on the small island archipelago branching from Alaska. However, during the most recent ice ages, which only ended between 15 and 10,000 years ago, there was a bear that dwarfed even the polar and Kodiak, the short-faced bear named Arctodus. This bear, whose closest living relative is the South American spectacled bear, was twice the size of the average grizzly today, standing 11 feet tall on its hind legs, weighing on average 2,000 to 2,500 pounds, compared to the average adult male grizzly's 5 to 700 pounds and 7 feet standing, and the polar bear's 700 to 1,500 pounds and 9 feet. Arctodus evolved in a world where large herbivores were abundant. The Pleistocene, a time epoch ranging from around 2.6 million years to 10 to 12,000 years ago. The exact dates are still blurry. Commonly known as the Ice Age, or more accurately, series of ice ages, as during that time the glaciers from the Earth's polar regions advanced and retreated many times. This was a time rich in giant mammals. This is because, among other factors, in a climate that is frequently shifting between temperate and cold, large animals tend to do better than smaller animals, at least among those that do not hibernate, simply because they can regulate their body temperature better. Doing so takes a lot of energy, especially for warm-blooded animals. There are some emerging finds of a bear of similar size named Arctodus, though it is not yet clear if these really do represent a separate species and may in fact be Arctodus. At this point, not enough information. Looking at the carbon isotope levels contained within its bones, paleontologists have found that Arctodus was a pure carnivore, and, unlike many other predators who usually have a clear preference for a specific prey species, the short-faced bear seems to have fed on almost all prey animals equally. This very much supported Arctodus being predominantly a scavenger rather than a hunter, though of course small animals that it could catch and kill on its own it would have taken. Most predators are highly opportunistic. What's interesting about this bear is that it had very long, proportionally thin leg bones for its size. This means that, for a creature of its size, it could not take all that much stress on its bones. This is explained in detail in the Prehistoric Predators documentary series, Episode 3. Also, unlike bears alive today, who have longer front legs than back, Arctodus' forelimbs were all the same length, and its optimal gait was excellent for walking, especially over long distance. This was a creature evolved to wander the terrain, looking for the kills of other predators, and with a few brief displays of aggression, combined with overwhelming size and strength, take over large kills. The advantage of its short face, a much shorter snout than the bears of today, apart from the spectacled bear, is that by keeping the entire jaw at a short distance from its fulcrum, the hinge on which it supported, it gave the bear's entire bite more crushing power, making it more able to crush bone easily to get at marrow and meats that would have been unavailable to many other predators. Arctodus was built for intimidation, for driving other predators away from their kills by towering above them, and, if they did put up a fight, crushing them with swift, powerful blows of its sledgehammer-like arms and raking claws. Just as grizzly bears today have been known to drive entire wolf packs away from their kills with little resistance, so too did the giant short-faced bear dominate the Pleistocene landscape. Even with such great predators as dire wolves, saber-toothed cats, and even the still existent grizzly and Siberian tiger. As a scavenger, it would have been one of the last mega-carnivores to die out when the megafauna finally disappeared around 10,000 years ago. How much of a role humans played in its final blow is not certain. The largest animals, although powerful, are extremely vulnerable to environmental changes beginning to stack up against them. Because in order to get to the top, they will demand the most resources from their ecosystem. Still, their legacy, through their bones and the stories we can read from them, eventually reappears and lives on. Arctodus was a monster among monsters.